Welcome to the E-commerce Leaders Series podcast. I'm your co-host, Eric Bidinger, co-founder and CEO of Luca AI. And today I have the pleasure of welcoming Akshie Shah, founder and creative director of Grown Brilliance. Grown Brilliance is helping reshape one of the world's oldest luxury industries through lab-grown diamonds and challenging long-held assumptions about value, about trust, and customer expectations. And in today's conversation, we're going to explore how disruptive brands like Grown Brilliance change consumer behavior and what modern luxury looks like in the age of AI. So Akshie, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Eric. I really appreciate it. And it's a pleasure to meet you.
Fantastic. For our audience who doesn't know much about you, could you tell us a little bit about your personal journey and how you ended up as the founder of Grown Brilliance?
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting one and a long one. So without aging myself, I'm going to say this, that I am a fourth generation jeweler. And I started looping diamonds at the age of probably, I can't even remember, maybe 7 or 8 years old. In my dad's office. And I knew since then that I wanted to be a jeweler. That was something that fascinated me and still fascinates me even till date, which is why I went into the jewelry business pretty soon after college and worked my way and came to New York. And I've been in the jewelry wholesale side as well as the retail side in natural diamonds for a very, very long time until lab-grown diamonds came to surface. As you might know already, that lab-grown diamonds were used for commercial purposes and industrial purposes for a long time because the quality of the diamonds weren't yet there. They were more brown and very heavily included for a long time. And as you know, technology is advancing by the minute, and lab-grown diamonds eventually came to be produced with clearer diamonds, less yellow, and definitely higher quality to this date where the quality of diamonds are phenomenal, are whatever you want it to be. And that kind of opened my eyes 5 years ago when I heard about it. I really wanted to get into the space because, as you said, disruption is everything. For me, I believe that offering high quality diamonds to a larger percentage of the population versus holding it to just that 1% is really important to me. I unlike most luxury brands where it's all about exclusivity, I'm all about inclusivity, and that's what Grown Brilliance's foundation has been built on. And here we are today.
That's well said. And we're going to get to this exclusive versus inclusive bit shortly. Today, if you had to summarize what excites you most about where the brand is heading.
I think there's so many things happening, actually. When you say excitement, I'm getting goosebumps because I have so many projects that we're working on today that are going to be, everything is catered to serving the customer. Really, it is. And starting from the amazing collections we're coming up with in the next few months, leading to the holiday season, to having the seamless experience that the customers today have between our website and our 18 stores across the country. I think just developing on that, building on that, and really refining it to being what is it that's going to make it easy for our customers to not feel intimidated, one, and to not have to do all that research and get overwhelmed with the choices and really know where they want to buy their next, their first engagement ring or their next gifting diamond, piece of diamond jewelry. Yeah. So we have a lot of different projects going on right now.
Fantastic. Actually, segue into a question regarding consumer perception. So, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a specialist, but luxury brands are built on tradition. And you asking customers to embrace something that's fundamentally different here. So how do you earn that trust?
So even though we didn't position ourselves as a legacy brand, as you know, I am a fourth generation jeweler, and jewelry has been a part of our culture for a very long time, especially because I grew up in India and diamonds and jewelry has been ingrained in our culture. But I think today's customer is really yes, they look for legacy brands when it comes to watches, when it comes to things like that, where it's holding that investment value. But at the same time, they want to be associated with a brand that's, you know, environmental friendly, that's giving them the opportunity to delve into more creativity where they can create their own pieces and really have that experience. I think i think today experience is kind of taking over the good old legacy in many ways, right? Even customizing your ring or customizing the piece of jewelry that you're gifting your loved one, that kind of facilities and those kind of tools are not offered by the legacy brands as much as it is offered by someone like a Grown Brilliance. So I think that kind of takes over. Also, the fact that, it's not always, they want to be different. The customers want to be different. They don't want to have a herd mentality where one person's wearing it and then you walk into a party and 50 other people are wearing it, right? So they want to be unique, and they are very strong about individuality. They're very strong about expressing their style and their individuality. And this is what we help our customers do through our styling, through our guidance. Of course, we're not never going to make something that's not on brand, but at the same time guiding our customers to say, you know what, you can also do this today with lab grown diamonds, which you weren't being able to do before with a luxury brand that's a legacy brand.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Very good points. Can you talk to us a little bit about the broad misconceptions that consumers have towards lab-grown diamonds?
So I think the biggest one that we have faced in the past few years, which is, by the way, now fading away very quickly, is the investment value, right? And knowing that lab-grown diamonds will not have the investment value or the resale value that they're expecting from natural diamonds. But at the same time, even on the other side of it, the resale value has gone down drastically. So now they're beginning to realize that, really, am I buying this to sell this again, or am I buying this really to enjoy it myself? Because I think instant gratification, and as I said, building a piece for yourself that you can enjoy, not worrying about, passing it down through generations, which absolutely you can do as well. I think that kind of takes over and say that I need to enjoy today. I need to enjoy the moment today. I need to be able to wear this to my next party or to my next big event, or even every day. I want to feel good about myself every day. And I want to be able to, just like clothes, I want to express myself. So I think that the biggest misconception or the biggest hindrance that we were facing 5 years ago isn't there anymore about the resale value. I think customers have started to realize that it is really about the design, the creativity, the access to higher quality diamonds versus a legacy brand, which they are going to be able to pass down because they know they can pass this down as well. It's all made in 14 or 18 karat solid gold, which is which is what holds value even today, as you know, with the gold prices. So they're seeing that they're not wanting to wait 10 years to upgrade their engagement ring to a diamond that they've been dying to wear. They want to get it now.
And do you think this is it a noticeable shift in consumer practices of what they want? It's something that you've seen accelerate lately. And can you talk to us a little bit about maybe the differentiation, the various strata between younger consumers and older consumers towards
Sure.
lab-growns?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question, actually, because the stats kind of say it all. When we started lab grown diamonds, we were kind of first to market. We were the only pure lab grown diamond players first in market. And at that time, I think in the US, the engagement ring, lab grown diamond engagement ring market was about 15, 20% at that point from all engagements that took place that year. Moving forward, as of 2026, it's 60% of engagement rings today are lab grown diamonds. So I think the numbers kind of say it all. They speak for itself. And we know that the consumer mentality is shifting. I think surprisingly, and segueing into the age bracket conversation, when I started the brand, I thought it was going to be a lot more of the millennials at that time, and now the Gen Z is coming in. But surprisingly, it is also the older generations and the baby boomers and my generation that kind of went into buying engagement rings that they couldn't afford when they first got married. As I said, like, they have a smaller diamond, they have a lower quality diamond. They came in, they said, no, it's time. It's time I need to upgrade my ring. I deserve it. I've been married for 25 years. I want to get something really pretty for myself. And a lot of those upgrades are happening with the older generation where they're adding on, wedding bands, they're adding on eternity rings for milestone moments and things like that. So we see that a lot, actually, surprisingly, more than I was expecting.
Yeah, that's a little bit counterintuitive, and good for you. I totally get it. I mean, I can see how. I mean, it feels like a purchase that feels more affordable, and also you're doing good for the planet. You kind of feel good about it. So it's a little bit hedonistic, and at the same time, you can virtue signal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think for the one more point to that is that for the millennials and the Gen Zs, buying from brands that are environmentally conscious and not plundering the environment, it's a given.
Yeah.
It's a given in their generation to say of course that's where I'm going. Of course that's the direction I'm taking. And it's not just for jewelry or luxury, it's for everything that they buy today, from their sneakers to their clothes to the jewelry that they buy. I think it's gotten ingrained in their generation. So it's really amazing to see how they've embraced lab grown diamonds so quickly.
Yeah, that's good. Good to hear. Can we talk a little bit about you growing the company? You said from starting about 5 years ago, and how you've built a modern luxury brand. So you alluded to this originally. You said luxury has traditionally relied on exclusivity. Here you're relying on inclusivity. So can you talk to us a little bit about the tension here between, having the word luxury and inclusivity in the same sentence?
Absolutely. I think there are very few brands that can say that proudly, that even though we are definitely offering the highest quality of diamonds. And why I say that is because even in lab grown diamonds, just to give you a little background, you can have different qualities, right? And different quality of diamonds come out. What we are offering our customers today is the cream of the cream, where we are offering them D, E, F color diamonds, which means they're basically colorless. And we're offering them VS1 and higher quality, which means, again, something that they're not going to get at an average retailer. They would have to go to a special, jeweler to get that specifically made. Today, we're taking the guesswork out of quality. And we're saying, guys, if you're coming to us, you're only going to get this. You're not getting anything lower than this. As I said, I want to take out all that overwhelming intimidation for the customer and make it super easy and simple for them, and want them to be happy when they get that piece, when they open that box. So that said, I'm already including the kind of quality of diamonds that only that top 1% could afford. Now a lot more people can afford it.
Right.
So I don't believe that, we don't hold pieces and say limited number of pieces and, buy it now, wait outside in a line. So that's the other thing. We have 18 stores across the country. And, I've seen a lot of luxury brands, and that will bring me to my next point is I've seen a lot of luxury brands when you're ready to go spend the money, they make you wait outside in a line, for hours, whether it's rain, snow, or scorching heat. They make you wait outside, then you go inside, you put down your name. This happened to me with one of the watch brands. I wanted to buy myself a watch, and I went in.
Finishes with.
And yeah, it was a very daunting experience. It was also very. I personally felt a little bit insulted. I felt, why am I having to wait when I'm ready to spend $20,000-$30,000 with you? You shouldn't be making me wait. And I actually walked out of the line, from that watch brand, and went and bought myself a Rolex. From a pre-loved Rolex.
Yeah.
And I said, first of all, you're doing good. You're reusing something that was luxury and has been luxury for a while. So Rolex, a brand that I connect with deeply. And because my father and my father-in-law both have vintage Rolexes that I love wearing, and I went and bought myself a Rolex from the pre-owned market. And looking at the Rolex, I said, I want to also get diamonds in there because that's what I live for. I love having diamonds on me. And what can I do? So I took it to my factory here in New Jersey and said, guys, what can you do to make me a diamond bezel? And they're like, oh, that's pretty simple. We pop out the bezel and we'll make you a custom diamond bezel. And they did. And, I wear that all the time. And I said, this is a great idea. I'm like, I'm going to introduce pre-love Rolexes to the rest of the world and have them choose the diamonds, the shape of the diamonds and the bezel, and, offer that to the customer. So again, another example of how we can create inclusivity in luxury today, and I'll keep doing that. I will keep doing that. I think it's important to know that there are people out there ready to spend their hard-earned money on your brand or on luxury, on beautiful things, and you've got to respect them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well said. So you have 18 stores across the country. You're also selling online.
Mhm.
How do you balance those two channels? And can you make? I'm sure the luxury experience in store is what it needs to be. How do you translate that to your online experience?
So because we were an online first company, right? When we started in COVID, there were no stores. And ever since then, I've always said that the experience for the customer has to be seamless. So that's really what we kind of translate into our stores as well, where the customer is given the choice that they would like, B, not intimidated in any way. So most customers shop online because they don't want to be working with a pushy salesperson. And in across our stores, and you will see it on reviews, you will see it, if you talk to any customer that's walked into a Grown Brilliance store, they'll tell you that it is the most warm, welcoming, and inviting environment that they have been to in a luxury store. I have always said, going back to the inclusivity part also, is that never make my customers wait outside. That's a rule that everybody has to follow. I don't care how busy you are going to get the customers in. I will not let them wait outside. I respect them like they're my guests in my own home. And I always say that. So when they enter, they're offered water or champagne or coffee, tea, whatever they would like. And we really do treat them like, whether they're going to shop with us or not, whether they're going to buy from us or not, everybody is offered it and everybody is treated like a guest, which is super important to us. And of course, online we have limitations. We can't do all of it, but we do try to give them an experience that's simple, easy,
Mhm.
and pretty seamless.
Yeah. So you started online first.
Mhm.
What surprised you the most about building a luxury brand online?
It's funny, 1 year down the line after we opened, after we started our website, we got a customer that called us and said, you have all these beautiful necklaces, but I I need a 90 carat necklace. I don't want this. I want something bigger. And it's my niece's graduation. I want to buy it. And we said, okay. And so we had our, jewelry expert work with her
Okay.
over the phone. And in a matter of weeks, we had her 98 carat, if I'm not mistaken, 98 carat necklace made for her and shipped to her, which she, by the way, absolutely loved. And is still our customer, has brought her entire family there. She's a very high profile individual. And I said, if that's something that is possible online,
Mm.
we've got to do something more with this.
Right.
Like if customers are trusting us to that extent with that kind of a value, we've got to be able to do it. And that's how Truly Custom came into play. And Truly Custom is a tool on our website where a customer can go in and just upload a picture of even a sketch that they made with their friend over a drink, and said, this is the engagement ring I want. And she takes a picture of that, napkin on, at the bar, puts it up on our Truly Custom portal, and we'll get her a CAD within 48 hours. We'll have a 3D rendering of her piece for him or her to look at and approve. And within 2 weeks, we actually make the piece and ship it to them. So it's a very exciting experience, I have to say, and not anyone else in the industry does it. So we're super proud of that. So we're trying to get that experience in store as well as online, right? Like, so in store, it's much easier to do that when you're talking to a customer and figuring out what they want. But this is definitely something that I think very few online players can do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Can you, so look, I'm not a specialist in jewelry, but 90 seems like a big number. I heard right, it was 90, not 19
For what?
carats. That's
For the
special.
number of
The
Oh
carats.
yes, the carrots. Yes, it's a big it's definitely a big number. Yes.
There you go. Was it the intention when you launched to start online, but eventually to always have physical stores, or did that come by accident, the physical?
No, it was totally by accident. It was totally by accident. We really just started. First of all, we started in COVID, so we had no idea when that was going to end, and when we would be able to start seeing our customers face to face. So that was not something that we had planned for, and didn't know when that was going to happen. But when COVID ended, we got an opportunity to take over some of the old. There was a jeweler that was shutting stores and said, I have 4 stores in these locations, would you like to kind of take them over and make them into Grown Brilliance stores? And so we said, yeah, let's give it a shot. And we renovated it a little bit, and put in our jewelry there and our inventory there, and it started doing really well. And they are still one of my best selling stores till date. So I'm really proud of them. Those 4 stores still exist, and I'm super proud of them. And since then, we started then moving on to expanding, and we said there are more customers out there that want to see us face to face. And we got a lot of response from a lot of customers saying that, are you in a physical location? Can I go talk to somebody about my engagement ring? Can I get it sent for, let's say, resizing? Things like that. And we felt that that was something that our customers wanted, and we see that it's doing really well now.
Fantastic. That's such a, yeah, it's nice origin story when you're stumbling onto things like that you weren't planned, that turned out to be very successful. So well done.
Thank you.
The retail footprint. Speaking of which, just running an online brand is incredibly complex. Now you're running an online brand plus 18 physical stores. So can you talk to us a little bit about the operational complexity of running all of this, and what your day-to-day looks like, and how you're balancing? Because I would imagine you're also vertically integrated into the design, the manufacturing, and then across several channels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I'm sure a lot of retailers will, kind of empathize with me or sympathize with me in many ways. Definitely the complexities of running physical retail stores, especially when you are successful online, and to bring that success to retail is not easy. I think the biggest challenge we faced was the POS system integration and understanding how things can be a little bit different in store versus online, but at the same time making it easy for our retail staff to be able to use it in a more efficient way and a faster way. Something like a Truly Custom is built for an online portal. It is built so that the whole program is built so that people can go in, upload their image, do this, do that, and make their changes and things. So in order for us to bring that to store, in fact, was definitely a challenge. No more a challenge, but was a challenge before, where we had to train the staff to say, these are the steps you take. This is not going to be exactly the same as what it is online. You're going to have these 3 extra steps that you will have to take before you submit the design, things like that. So I think those complexities, trying to create that omni-channel approach and that seamless experience between online and in store, is probably the biggest challenge that most retailers face. And I say that, not just from the POS or the custom side, but in many different forms. I would say, customers have a larger choice online, of course, right? They have a larger choice to buy what they want, even to tweak what they want in the different carat weights and jewelry, especially. I don't know if you're aware, but like we offer different carat weights of the same design. We offer different gold colors in the same design. We offer different diamond shapes of the same design in the center stone. And so when you're offering all those variations, you're not going to physically have it's not physically possible to have those variations in store.
Yeah.
So again, the customer to understand that, I can go online and purchase whatever I want, but I do need to go into a store to look at what the integration of the pieces and try it on myself and try on the different, shapes to see what looks good on me. So both have their limitations. I think the online has the advantage of choice, right? Whereas in person and in stores, the retail stores have the advantage of the customer being able to be absolutely sure what they're buying.
Yeah.
And being able to physically try it on, physically feel it and say, okay, this design speaks to me, or this diamond shape speaks to me, and this is what I want to go with. So yeah.
And do you experience a lot of people who start online and then end up at the physical store because they want to see it?
A lot. Yes, for sure. We see that even the other way around. If we do have a store and a customer walks in, sees a piece, tries it on, doesn't like the exact size of the stone, maybe wants to go bigger or smaller or whatever it is, goes back home and buys a piece. So, buys a variation of it. So we see that both ways, but the universal truth is that everywhere we have a store is where our sales online are also much higher.
Fantastic. Can we switch gear a little bit and talk about AI? I think it's obviously the elephant in the room here. How do you use AI currently within the business, especially in what you're doing as a creative director?
Absolutely. So, as I was saying earlier, in our pre-chat, was that AI is now not just a word that we use at work, but it is somewhere, a word. It's a topic of conversation in our social settings. It's a topic of conversation in our work settings, and no matter where you are, I wouldn't call it the elephant in the room. I would call it the buzzword, actually, because I think from my conversations, you've probably seen that Grown Brilliance as a company has been early adopters to everything, including technology. So, and if we didn't find the technology, we built it. So I think for us, AI is very, very exciting. I believe that we are always going to be a human first company because that's what the brand was built on. But we will always have the latest technology to assist the humans to do more and to bring their, thoughts and dreams and ideas to life. And I think that's where we use AI in many different forms, but I think a lot of it is for our customers. So being able to use well-trained chatbots that help our customers with day-to-day questions. And of course, when those questions are not being completely answered or they need more answers, we always have a human there to assist them with that. We are a phone call away, we are an email away, and those are always attended to by humans. So I think that's been one of the best use of AI for us. The second best use of AI has been in our data analysis. So in terms of, just telling you about the number of SKUs we have, right? If you look at all the variations, we have about 40,000 SKUs. Very hard to keep track of what sold and what didn't. And even if you have a report, who's there to kind of tell you where you need to focus your energy on? And I think AI has helped us with its analysis to really hone in and zone into what we need to concentrate on this year. These are the styles. These are your top styles. This is what you need to concentrate on. This didn't do well or resonate with the customer. We're always listening to the customer. That's number one. And, on the creative side, we're using AI phenomenally well because up till now, and if anyone's in the creative field is watching this, will know that creating mood boards was the most grueling task because you have an idea in mind. You want to put it down to show everybody what your mood looks like and what the idea looks like. But that idea doesn't exist today in the world. So when we used to pull mood board ideas and say, use this color, but this emotion, but this dress, and then this background, it was very hard for people to imagine, for the team to imagine what we're trying to create. And I think now with AI, we've been able to tell AI exactly what's in our mind and create these amazing mood boards that we eventually use to shoot on real models. We're not using AI models. We're using real models to to shoot our jewelry, because that's the fun part about creativity. And as I said, we're a human first company, but to bring those ideas to life, it's really important to use AI as a helping tool and move forward.
Yeah. Customer success, predictive analytics, kind of creative ideation. I mean, those are all very, very good use cases. Where do you think the technology is overhyped, however?
See, I think, look, AI is going to be a part of our lives. Okay.
Mhm.
And it's funny because whenever I hear people talking about AI, right, I feel like this is how people spoke about the iPhone when it first came about. And now it's literally everybody's, part of everybody's life. This is how people spoke about WhatsApp. Like, oh my God, you can chat with people like this. And AI is going to be that, right?
Mhm.
So let's not diminish that idea. But at the same time, to your question, as where do I see it going? Is that was your question, right?
Or what is a little bit today overhyped. So I think
Overhyped. I, yes, it is overhyped to the extent where people are thinking that it's going to take over everybody's lives in a way that they won't have control over it.
Mhm.
I think that that's not true. I think you can have it control as much as you want it to control. So keeping in mind that AI can make mistakes, AI is not foolproof, and at the same time, the AI lacks emotion at this point. And I think that's huge. AI lacks human connection,
Mhm.
which is why our people walk into our stores to meet people and talk to them and tell them a little bit about their day and their life and their family before they buy a piece of jewelry. That is something AI is not going to be able to replace. So yes, I think it's overhyped when people say it's going to take over your complete life and every single human is going to be replaced by AI. No, that's not the case. I think even more in the AI world, people are going to crave, just like COVID, where you couldn't meet anybody. And the time COVID ended, everybody was out and about and wanted to meet people and connect and have these, non-digital connections with people. And I think that's going to be what it's when the AI craze kind of softens and dies down a little bit. That's what's going to hold a lot of importance. Are these moments and these experiences that people want to feel.
Absolutely. Um, couldn't agree with you more. So I hope we're having this conversation again in 2030. And when we're
Mhm.
having this conversation in 2030, what do you think will surprise you most about how people buy lab-grown diamonds then?
It's not going to surprise me because I think I know
Okay.
that people are going to buy lab-grown diamonds like it was natural diamonds and even more because they have the access to it. I think lab-grown diamonds are going to start penetrating into other areas of art and luxury. That's what I see in 2030.
Mhm.
And we're already seeing that. We've already started with that. As I said, we're always early adopters to everything. So, we created, just giving you an example, with a collaboration that we did with an artist, we created art out of lab-grown diamonds.
Mhm.
And she created pigments with the lab-grown diamond dust and then used actual lab-grown diamonds in her art, and we've auctioned it out and given it to a charity, a very famous charity. And we've also sold a lot of those artworks. And I see that lab grown diamonds are going to be everywhere. I see it being on bags. I see it being in watches, of course, that we have that now already. But I see it in a lot of different luxury areas that people are going to enjoy a lot more than just an engagement ring.
Fantastic. Well, look, we'll pencil in 2030. Hopefully we get to speak before and then we
Yes,
a clip and then we can see we can
absolutely.
uh, how right you were with hindsight. Can we switch
Absolutely.
gear a little bit before the rapid fire questions and talk a little bit about leadership? So you've obviously built something very successful over the last 6 years. So congratulations.
Thank you.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned working in a business that is disrupting an established industry, a very powerful established industry?
Listen to your customer.
Right? There you
That's
go.
number one.
Yep.
That's really number one. Listen to their grievances, listen to what's stopping them from making the purchase from anywhere, not just us, but really understanding their mindset and getting rid of the obstacles that they're facing in purchasing high value items and high value jewelry and luxury, because even though it's lab grown diamonds, it still has the same, physical chemical properties, but then also it has, so we make all our jewelry in solid gold, and we have the same product development team and the design team and the creative team, and the production is all the same. So it does cost. And I think that's something that customers are finding it a little bit hard to understand, and really being able to help that mindset change and say, guys, we're here to do good, but we are also here to be in a business, and we want to listen to you. We want to make it easy for you. We want to give you more than what you expect, right? And that's always been our motto. And really understanding the customer's psyche.
Common sense, which unfortunately is not common enough.
I agree.
That's fantastic. Actually, what a nice conversation. Let me finish up with a few rapid fire questions, if you don't mind.
Okay, now just a disclaimer, I don't know any of these questions beforehand, so I'm definitely going to be taken by surprise. I might take a second here and there.
Authenticity is what people are looking for. Growth or profitability?
Growth.
There you go. Morning coffee or evening wine?
Morning coffee.
This one is a tough one. Online shopping or in-store experience?
In-store experience.
There you go. Brand building or performance marketing?
Wow, that's the tough one.
Yeah.
I wish I could say both, and I wish I could say they should be, technically, it should all be hand in hand.
You can brand build, you can say both.
We absolutely both, 100% both.
Here you go. Well, actually, that was great. Thank you very much for the conversation. We learned so much today about this new industry. I'm gonna actually even tell my wife about your company, and
please do.
Ask her to check.
We ship everywhere around the world, so you can absolutely do that. And if you do come to the US anytime soon, please do come visit us and give me a shout.
I will. And for audience, where can they find you, both Grown Brilliance and yourself?
Right. So Grown Brilliance is on Instagram as Grown Brilliance. I'm on Instagram as Akshie Shah. And you can find me and you can find the website online, grownbrilliance.com. And also on the website will be our store locators and the 18 stores across the country and growing. So you need to keep up with where we are going to be cropping up. Maybe we're going to be your neighbor soon.
There you go. Yeah, can't wait to see your first store in London.
Perfect. Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you, Eric, and it was really a pleasure, and I had a great time.
Likewise, same here. Pleasure speaking to you, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Bye. Have a lovely day.